Good morning, dear students. And yesterday I have started revision, and yesterday I have started chapter 1. Name of the chapter 1 is the nutrition in plants, and today I will continue with that chapter. Nutrition in plants. Nutrition in plants. Nutrition in plants. So yesterday I told you what is the nutrition, and I told you about the nutrition and what is the photosynthesis process, and then I told you about the modes of nutrition, that is the autotrophic and heterotrophic, and then I told you about the autotrophic nutrition means photosynthesis, and then what is synthesized during photosynthesis, and what would happen in the absence of photosynthesis. If photosynthesis process is not there, then what will happen? So this is all about the nutrition, and now come to the other modes of nutrition. Other modes of nutrition in plants. Other modes of nutrition in plants. First one is the saprophytic. Saprophytic, symbiotic, parasitic, insectivorous, other modes of nutrition in plant, that is the saprophytic and symbiotic, parasitic and insectivorous. So many plants, for example fungi and bacteria, lack chlorophyll and cannot prepare their own food. They lack chlorophyll and they cannot prepare their own food. And they cannot prepare their own food. So similarly, many plants derive their food by feeding on dead animals, dead bodies, or by living in or the other bodies or other organisms. For such method of heterotrophic nutrition are described below. They are comes under the heterotrophic nutrition. They are comes under the heterotrophic nutrition. So first nutrition is the saprophytic. What is the saprophytic nutrition? Saprophytic nutrition: feeding on dead and decaying organic matter. Saprophytic animals feeding on dead and decaying organic matter. These plants lack green color. These plants lack green color. Examples: fungi, mushroom, yeast and many bacteria. They feed dead and decaying organic matter. So examples of this saprophytic is the fungi, mushroom and yeast and many bacteria. Saprophytes are commonly seen during after the rain. Mushroom you can see just after the rain. You may see umbrella like structure. Mushroom is a umbrella like structure, whitish structure, growing on rotting wood. Mushroom is growing on rotting wood during the rainy season. During the rainy season it is growing, and these are the same structures which your parents buy in packets from the vegetable markets. That is the mushroom. That is the mushroom. And next is the parasitic. So what is the parasitic nutrition? Living on another organisms, living on another organisms and deriving food from that organisms, living on another organisms and deriving food from there. The organism deriving food is called the parasite, and the other organism from which the food is derived by the parasite is called the host, and the parasites produce special structure that is called the haustoria. This parasite produce special structure that is called the haustoria. Haustoria for absorbing food. Haustoria is for absorbing food from the host, and parasites may be total or maybe partial, maybe it is totally depend on other animals, or maybe partially for some time, or maybe total parasite. So dodder or amarvale, that is the coscuta, is a total parasite, and mistletoe is the partial parasite. And dodder, amarvale, coscuta. Dodder or amarvale same name, and coscuta is the scientific name, and it is total parasite. And mistletoe, it is given on page number, in old book you can see page number 6, and mistletoe is a partial parasite. This plant has green leaves and can synthesize its own food, but it receives water and minerals from the host plant on which it grows. So mistletoe is a partial parasite. This plant has green leaves and can synthesize its own food, but it receives water and minerals from the host plant on which it grows. Now come to the symbiotic relationship. What is the symbiotic relationship? In this, two different organisms, in symbiotic relationship, two different organisms live together. Two different kind of organisms live together, and both are beneficial for each other. Not only one, both are there. Two different organisms living together, and both are beneficial to each other. So this type of relationship is called the symbiotic relationship. An example is the lichen. And in a lichen, algae and fungi, two different kind of organism, that is the algae and fungi. Algal and fungal partners live together. Both algae and fungi live together, and both are mutually beneficial, and algal components of lichen is autotrophic. And it provides food material. To the fungal components and in the lichen, and in return fungus provides shelter, water and minerals to the alga. That is, the two components are there. Algae and fungi. So in this, algal components of lichen is autotrophic. This is autotrophic, and it provides food material to the fungus. It provides food material to the fungi. Algae provides food material to the fungi, and in return fungus provide shelter, and in return fungus provides shelter, water and minerals. And in return fungus provide shelter, water and minerals to the alga. We can say that this both algae and fungi live together and both are beneficial to each other. Both are beneficial, not only one, both are beneficial to each other. And one is provide that you, in this case you can see that algae provide food material to the fungi. Algae provide food material to the fungi, and in return fungi provides shelter, water and minerals to the alga. In return, algae provides food material, fungi provides shelter, water and minerals to the alga. So in this case we can see that both are beneficial to each other. So this kind of relationship is called the symbiotic relationship. In this, both are beneficial to each other. Example is the lichen. And next is the insectivorous. What is the insectivorous? Insectivorous in animals, those who are feeding on small insects. Example, pitcher plant, Venus flytrap, sundew plant, bladder wort. These are the example of insectivorous. Insectivorous means feeding on small insects, and these plants are called the insectivorous plants. And insect eating plants and possess a special method to catch insects. In a pitcher plant, for example, the leaf lamina is modified from a pitcher plant structure, pitcher-like structure, and leaf tip is modified into lid. Like this, you can see that. This is the insectivore. This is the leaf modified into leaf, leaf modified into leaf, that is a lid, and leaf lamina modified into pitcher. This is the leaf lamina. So this type of structure is there when insect is sitting here, then already it is. In a pitcher plant, from example, the leaf lamina is modified to form a pitcher like structure, and the leaf tip is modified into a lid, and when an insect happen to enter a pitcher, the lid is closed upon it. When any insect is sitting here, then lid is closed, and then insect gets trapped in the pitcher, and where it then digested by digestive juices. Some digestive juices are here, and it is digested by the digestive juices in the pitcher. And insectivorous plant in fact are green plants which prepare their own food from the raw materials, that is the carbon dioxide, water, sunlight, and obtained from the soil and atmosphere. Just like the autotroph, the nitrogen requirement of these plants is provided by the insect which these plants capture. So on the basis of different types of nutrition seen in this topic, that is the symbiotic, parasitic, saprophytic, and so this type of nutrition, this comes under the heterotrophs. They dependent on other animals. This is all about chapter 1, nutrition in plants. You will read this chapter and you will learn questions, answers already I have given. Now I am taking revision, so you have to learn this chapter.